This is part 10 of alien objects spotted in deep space, where we're going to continue the study of these new objects that I've discovered on Google Earth, Google Sky, and the Worldwide Telescope by Microsoft. And we're gonna go to this coordinates on Google Sky and see what it looks like on there. This is on the Worldwide Telescope again, but I'm gonna get the coordinates of this real quick, and it is at 5 hours 30 5 hours 35 minutes 06 seconds and 09 degrees 31 feet 28 inches. So I'm gonna go to Google Earth and I'm gonna type in that information there. Oh, 5 feet. 05 hours. Let's see what that object is on Google Sky here. There it is. So how could the two cameras have the same objects? So those are not anomalies. I'm just going to place mark this for a second. I'm going to go back to the Worldwide Telescope and examine more, see what else we can find here. It doesn't look like much here. It just takes too long to try to find it. But I'm going to go back up to the one. If I can find that. object is very strange when it comes to thinking about the points of light. Where is this? Where is all this angle and all this? Looks like a giant piece of origami in space. And it definitely looks like some sort of spaceship to me. Space station, or who knows what these are. But it definitely look like a man-made object to me because of all the contours on it. Some of which we may not be able to see. But I think that the mind-boggling fact is even the light from these areas that we're looking at took millions of years for it to reach us to begin with, for our telescope to even see it. So this can be just a point in time millions of years ago when some culture of people actually had a spaceship that was traveling through space to another point in time, and we just so happened to capture the exact moment when that ship was probably maybe traveling 1,000 times the speed of light through the space that it was in, and this is just the point in time where that light was reflecting off of something nearby it or something that sent that light towards us in the direction that we're in, and it took millions of years to get here, and this is just a flash point in time where it's just a glimmer of time, just a actual event that's just a very rare event that it's basically like a time-lapse photography of, say, like if you were standing on the planet and you were watching a jet plane fly by the sky through the clouds, and the sun glimmered off of that plane, and the light when it glimmered off of that plane was the only reason why you even noticed the plane in the first place, because you couldn't see the plane. But when the light shined off of the plane, you saw a glimmer of light in the sky, which made you notice the actual area where the plane was, and that glimmer of light took millions of years to get to your eye. And when finally when your eye looked at it and you could zoom up to that light, that you could actually see the actual plane. So that's a mind-boggling fact. That's pretty amazing that we think about it like that. That you have to account for the time that it took for light to even travel from this distance away from our solar system in the sky. So that's just some more amazing facts about what we're looking at when we look at it. Possibility that all the stars we were looking at aren't even there anymore, because it was millions or even billions of years ago, that hundreds of millions of years ago, that the light from this actual point in light was actually even there, putting out the light that actually took all those millions of years to get to where we can even see it. Because light has to travel, and it has to go from one distance to the other. I mean, one place to the other, just like anything else. Light wouldn't be able to be seen if it wasn't getting here from somewhere to us. So light only travels 186,000 miles per second. So it takes a very long time to travel a light year. Every second traveling 186,000 miles per second for a whole entire year. Every second that's in a minute and of every hour of every day for a whole entire year, it's actually traveled 186,000 miles per second. So for it to take, let's say, 18 million years to get to Earth, that puts it so far away that the possibility that whatever's there is no longer there is, it's just, that's what we're talking about here. But it's amazing that we could learn to study these images and understand them more, and what these objects actually even are. We still have yet to be able to understand some of the anomalies that are found. I'll go to another one real quick and we'll show you some more examples of what I'm saying. I'm going to try to figure out what makes these images of color in the image. What causes this to happen? So if anybody out there has any insights to what this is, please feel free to give your comments. But these things look very strange. And even the lights around these objects look kind of strange when it comes to looking at a normal star. See, this is a normal star. This is what we see when we look at a point of light, a real point of light. What are all these other objects that don't have that? They're not intense enough to be stars. So are they asteroids? Are they planets? Are they just is just material flying around in space, just an abundance of material and energy that we don't even know? We haven't even come to understand all this yet. I think that it may be, just like I said, just different materials. That would be a galaxy far, far off in the distance. It's at an angle where we could see it there. As you can see other galaxies in this image, there's more galaxies here that can be seen. But all these other points of light, another galaxy. But these ones with the spikes on them, those are stars that are close enough for us to see them as a star. Those are just actual stars. But all the other points of light that are far off in the distance here are really actually galaxies. It's just so far off in the distance that you can only see them as a small ball of light. Perhaps is what that is, but I tend to think that the ones that are even closer, though, aren't galaxies, and that so far off in the distance. They're just objects that are connected to things. I'm having a hard time understanding what these blue lights are, because again, you can see where the photo puts the object together. I mean, the camera on the computer. I mean, the computer takes the images off of a camera that's on the satellite and puts them all together, compiles them together, thousands of photographs, and that's the evidence of that being put together. So what are these other blue lines and these other lights in the sky and other shapes? They're weird blue shapes and things. I think these may be like some sort of hologram signals sent to us from other people. Some other people out there that have like some technology for laser beams that are where they can shine like these hologram images out into space, and so we could notice them. Because a lot of stars don't really make sense when we look at it. See, again, you can see where the camera put the photos together for this region in space. But there's a lot more to it that doesn't make sense. So until we can gather better information, for instance, we'll do that. I'm going to go to this star on part 11 of alien objects spotted in deep space, and there I'll explain more about this star in both formats of the Worldwide Telescope and Google Earth. So look for part 11 of alien objects.